Hello everybody, welcome to Jabber with Jocelyn. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new here, welcome back. This episode of Jabber with Jocelyn contains content with discussion of depression, anxiety, and suicide. Viewer discretion is advised. Happy New Year! By the time you see this video, it'll be about a week late, but better late than never, right? Since it is the new year, we are going to be doing a year recap. I also didn't realize that I've almost had this podcast for a year now, which is crazy. Thank you for all of you guys who are following along in this journey. It's crazy to me that I've almost had this channel for that long now. Anyways, I won't take up more time. Let's jump right into it. I have my trusty notebook with notes and things from the year. Really just important events. So let's start with January. Actually, January 1st of 2025, I went to my very first Thunder game. It was very, very fun. I enjoyed it a lot, and it definitely helped make me realize that basketball is my favorite sport. I mean, I'm not really much into sports, but basketball is definitely one that I enjoy. So that was really fun. I remember hanging out with my friends, getting Dippin' Dots, and just really just enjoying the game. The next thing that happened in January was I auditioned for college music, which turns out I made it in because, you know, I do go to college for music now. But I remember being so scared of that and just being like, I don't know, just the anxiety that filled me, and just looking back on it now, just how far I've come from that. It's just so sweet to see. Those are the main important things in January. I remember in January that was right after, you know, musical and, you know, just all of that crazy happened. Just everything that happened with musical and stuff like that. And just that I was hoping that the semester was going to calm down. It didn't. It only got worse from there because it's senior year, you know? Crazy happens your senior year. Anyways, moving on to February. In February, at the very beginning of February, I participated in all-region band. That was my first time making all-regions since my freshman year of high school. So I was really proud of that. I was really proud that I got to go and experience that. I had fun with my friends. We ate at Freddy's one night and we goofed off, and I remember we went to Target after the fact. It was very fun. I enjoyed it a lot. And then the other big thing that happened in February was D-Now at my church. They put on like a discipleship now. It's basically like a weekend event. D-Now was such a good experience for me. I was put in a really, really good group of girls with very, very great leaders, like team leaders. My team leaders just happened to be my two teacher mentors, which was really cool to get to just sit down with them and not just talk about, you know, I did have teaching conversations with them, but I also talked a lot about just Jesus and like things like that. Getting to talk about them, about their walks with God, that was really good too. So those were the big things that happened in February. Dang, we're already flying through this. I mean, things didn't really get that eventful until like May. Anyways, or I guess April. So March. What happened in March? Not really a lot happened in March, actually. I went to our spring dance. It was a very spur of the moment thing. It was put on by basically like our high school sororities. Like we have sororities in high school in a way. Like, I don't know. That's just the way that I describe it. But they put on a spring dance, and it was very last minute that I got invited, but I went with my group and it was very, very, very fun. I remember enjoying it a lot, but my feet hurt after the fact. But that's okay. And then the other thing that happened in March, a really big thing for me, I got my first car. It is a very beautiful black Jeep Patriot, and I love it so much. I have filled it with ducks, and it has gotten me to and from college since then. Love that car. His name is Jeremy, which is weird because most cars are girls, but my car's name is Jeremy, and he's really cool. Also, here's a picture of Jeremy for those of you who want to see Jeremy. He's very beautiful. And I remember getting to so whenever I got Jeremy, he had just gotten to the dealership, or like the place that we got it from, because we got it from like a used car lot. And Jeremy had not been cleaned or detailed yet. They were about to send him to the detailer, like send the car to the detailer. And so it was a train wreck. But I really wanted that car, and I was like, you know what? it would honestly be so satisfying and so good. It would feel so good for me to deep clean this car with my own hands, because you know, like, it's my car, like it's my baby, and so getting to clean it for the first time, that would be really good. So I cleaned that car for the first time, and it was nasty. There was like piles of crusted up coins. I think I remember having like $12 after the fact, like $12 in coins crusted in there. I think I got like pearl earrings and a necklace from there. I got another duck. There was a lot of stuff in there. It was gross, honestly. But, it was good to just clean the car and get it all spiffy and new. And now it's my own car, and I put all of my things in it. Right now I have a cute little car scent beads thing hanging on my rear view mirror. It's a little duck with a cowboy hat on it, and it has the love spell on it, which is exactly what my grandma smells like, and so it's so nostalgic for me to smell that, and I love it. Anyways, that's enough about my car. I rambled on a little bit, but anyways, moving on to April. So what happened in April? The first thing that happened was D Later, which is kind of like D Now, but it's a one-night event, so it's like more like a lock-in. And that was very fun. I got to hang out with a friend that I hadn't hung out with in a while, and we got to kind of just reconnect and get to know each other a little bit more. I remember, I don't know, it was just really fun. I think that night we played hide and seek all around the church, like in the dark hide and seek, and me and some of the girls, whenever we would go hide, or it was like sardines. We played sardines in the dark. And some of the girls, we started like screaming down the hallways and like singing creepy songs and stuff like that to try to scare everybody else. It definitely helped me because I got scared and I was a chicken, but it definitely helped me to not feel as scared when I was doing the scaring. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but it's okay because it was fun. The next thing that happened was state contest for band. We got ones for the first time in a good while. Like it didn't happen in my other 3 years of high school, so it felt really good to get ones. We worked so hard on that music. We had multiple clinicians come in, and as a senior, to be a senior and get to experience that, we definitely went out with a bang, and I really enjoyed that. In April, I also had my signing day for marching band, because the school that I go to, our marching band is actually in the NCAA athletics realm. So technically I'm a student athlete at the school that I go to, which is really cool because I am in no way athletic, but getting to be considered an athlete is still really cool. So yeah, I'm considered a student athlete, and so I got to have a signing day. It was really cool. My new band director came down and I took pictures with my old band director. It was a really cool experience. Like I enjoyed it a lot. It was really sweet. The cupcakes were really good. My mom got cupcakes and it was fire. Anyways, and then the other thing that happened in April was senior prom. Senior prom was a night to remember. Here's my beautiful prom dress. It was amazing, and I loved my hairstyle. I actually, for senior prom, I got my nails done and I got my hair done, and it felt really, really magical. Here's what my nails looked like. They also looked really good. Ignore the bad spray tan. Ignore that because we don't have to talk about that. Or it wasn't a spray tan, it was a self tan. Ignore the bad self tan, okay? I hadn't figured out how to really tan my hands yet, okay? I hadn't figured it out. Also, it faded before prom, so it didn't look as bad. I went in a humongous group this year. Like, there were, I think, 12 couples and then like 4 or 5 strays. Strays. They were our friends, but they just didn't have dates. And so 12 couples, that's 24 people plus the 6 others. So I went in a group of 30 people, which is amazing. Like, that's cool. So yeah, that's exciting. Things that happened in May. We went on the band trip my senior band trip to Louisiana. I was very, very doubtful about this trip. I was like, we're going to Louisiana. Like, I thought that place was just going to be filled with rednecks and hillbillies and it was going to be boring. That was one of the most fun trips I've ever been on. Cajun land is, honestly, I would love to live in Louisiana. It's so fun to adventure there. We went to the World War II Museum, which was really interesting because I'm a history nut. I love history. So that was fun. We went to this like the first night we went to this like rodeo. It wasn't a rodeo. It was like a country dinner place. I don't know. It had crocodile. Oh, excuse me. It had crocodiles or alligators. It had alligators, not crocodiles. Crocodiles don't live here. But it had alligators, and it was very cool to experience that, just to get to see them. We went on like airboat tours, so we got to like ride through the swamp, and I got to hold a baby crocodile, pictured here. Baby alligator. I keep saying crocodile. It was very, very cool. We walked on like in the French market or like the French Quarter in the French market, and getting to see all those stores and stuff. Oh my gosh, that was an adventure in itself. I had so much fun. I ate while I was there. I ate so much gumbo, so much rice and beans, like so much Tabasco. I tried hot sauce for the first time while I was there. I tried hot sauce, and it turns out I like hot sauce. I don't like Tabasco very much. Tabasco, I don't like it. But I tried this other brand. It's like, it starts with like a CH. I don't remember what it's called. Somebody tell me what it is in the comments, because I'm sure I'll remember it after, but I don't remember what it is right now. But that was good. Oh, we also went to this place. We went to Mardi Gras World. That was pretty cool because we got to see all the floats that they make for Mardi Gras and learn about Mardi Gras. We got to try King's Cake, which is, oh my gosh, heavenly. If you have not tried King's Cake, you need to try it. It is so good. And we got to make our own masks. This is what mine looks like. I think it looks really cool. I just did like little flowers and like swirls and stuff like that. I think it looks pretty good. Like, in my personal opinion, I would go to a masquerade in this. Don't you think? Like you can't tell me that's not kind of sick. Like, at a masquerade, you know? Like, I don't know. Anyways, that's besides the point. So, we went there, which was very, very cool. I keep saying that. Very, very cool. Another thing that I tried while I was in Louisiana was, like, genuine beignets. Like, you know, like in Princess and the Frog, if you don't know what beignets are, Princess and the Frog, the powdered sugar things that she makes in the cafe, those are beignets. And I tried, like, we went to 2 different places. Like, there was one, it was like Cafe du Monde, or however you pronounce it, which is like apparently a tourist attraction in Louisiana. It was really cool. Picture here. I believe I have a picture of it, so picture here. If not, forgive me. And then this other place called Cafe Beignet, and that place was cool. The Cafe Beignet, and also in Louisiana, they drench those things in powdered sugar. Like, it was literally a sugar overload. Like, after I finished my beignets, I remember having like a half a pound, I swear, a half a pound of powdered sugar sitting in the bottom of my bag. Like, they drench it. They go through so much powdered sugar. Anyways, in my personal opinion, the beignets at Cafe Beignet were better than the ones at Cafe du Monde, which is pretty cool. We went to the Tabasco factory, like the original Tabasco factory, and we got to tour and like try a bunch of Tabasco and got to see how they make it. It was so cool. As much as I don't like Tabasco, that was cool. Like, it was really cool. Also, the only reason I don't like Tabasco is because it's too peppery for me. It's too peppery and too vinegary. Like, it's not it for me. I don't know. Anyway, so that was really cool to get to experience. I really liked that. And I think that is all we got to do. We got to go, one more thing. We got to, the very first day, we got to go listen to this lady. She's like famous in Louisiana for playing jazz, and she plays the clarinet and sings, and we got to go listen to her play, and oh my gosh, that was cool. I loved Louisiana. It's jazz central. It's full of so many crazy Cajun things, and I am obsessed. Like, I want to live there. Not my whole life, but I would love to live there for a couple of years and just get to really be immersed in just the difference there. You know, the Cajun culture. I love it. Anyways, other things that happened in May. This was a very brief thing, but it was very incredible for me. I met Reed Southall. So Read Southall. This is actually a poster that I have. My friend gave this to me. Shout out Kylie. And it actually is a signed poster of his. So Reed Southall is a country artist who is actually from where I'm from. Like, he lives in the same town. And so he comes and he visits, like, all the time. And he is always at Atwood's. And it just so happens my mom works at Atwood's. And so my mom texted me and was like, Reed Southall is here. No way. Don't tell me that. I luckily was on a break from school. Like, I wasn't on a break, like, as in, like, winter break or anything like that, but I had time in between classes because of college classes. And so I scooped my booty to Atwood's, and I got to meet Reed Southall. Picture here. That was so cool. Shout out to Southall. I'll tag y'all. I'll tag Southall. So if you guys see this, love y'all. Y'all are cool. And I didn't talk to Reed for long because I was very awkward, and I was just kind of like, hi, I'm a big fan. I always hoped I wouldn't be like the nervous one that's like awkward and like, I'm your biggest fan. But it turned out I was, but I wasn't like a weirdo. I was just nervous, and I was like, I'm a really big fan of you. Can I get a picture? But apparently he comes in here all the time. Like, my mom texted me literally a month ago and said that he came in again. And so I would love to go to one of their tours one day, or like to one of their concerts one day. I was going to because they had one in like a different town, and I was going to go to that, but then I didn't get to because, you know, I was busy or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, other things that happened in May. We had the band banquet, which was really, really sweet, really, really fun. It was my last band banquet, so it was bittersweet. I won Band Queen, and which was really, really cool. You know, I've been so involved in band, and you know, it was really special because my band director also retired this year. And so it was like a sad day for all of us, I think, because the seniors were leaving, I was leaving, and then also our band director was leaving. So it was kind of a bittersweet kind of day, you know, like it was a day of celebration, but then it was also kind of a goodbye to him. And so, I don't know, it was good. Also, just for the gits and shiggles, a picture of me eating mango at the band banquet, because mango is my favorite fruit. Also, now I have the hiccups. This is not fun. Hang on. I will be back whenever I get rid of my hiccups. Anyways, we're back. So the last thing that happened in May was I graduated high school. That's crazy. I honestly didn't think I could do it. I wanted to give up so many times, drop out, become a stay-at-home mom, all the things, you know. But I pushed through, and I made it through. I just took the loudest drink of my life. That was so unnecessary. Yeah, I graduated high school. It was very fun. My grad party was very, very fun. It was very purple and sunflowery, and my mommy did all the decorations, and she did so good. Shout out to my mommy. The decorations looked so pretty. I loved them to death. Anyways, yeah, and all of my friends came, and we line danced, and because line dancing is my favorite thing. We had punch, like genuine punch, like the ice cream punch. So good. Oh my gosh. We also had a chocolate fountain, and I ate a lot of Rice Krispie treats with chocolate on them. It was fire. Anyways, moving on to June. In June, I enrolled in classes at my school, so that was a pretty big deal. I saw how busy my schedule was going to be, and I almost puked, but we managed. You know, we're still living a semester in. We're still living. We're surviving, you know? The other big thing that happened in June was Super Summer. Super Summer is a Christian leadership camp that I get to go to. Actually, it's on my college campus, which is really cool. Because I got to know the campus beforehand. I already knew the campus from going to Super Summer the year before. And so it was really cool to get to go again. And I got to do so much helping, and Super Summer this year was such an eye-opener for me in so many ways, as a Christian, as a human being, just as a person who lives, you know. Super Summer was so eye-opening for me, and during Super Summer, I was going through a hard time. So this actually happened, and I'm going to discuss this. I wasn't going to, but I think I should. So starting in about April, probably, I started falling into a depressive state. I kept on a bright face as much as I could, but I genuinely was fighting for my life a little bit. Like, back to the point before I became, it got back to the point before I became a Christian where I didn't want to live anymore. And I know this is a sensitive topic, so it's a hard thing to talk about. But starting in about April, I started falling back into a very depressive state. It was definitely a depressive episode. And I tried, and during this depressive episode, I started pushing people away. The only person that I didn't push away during this was Michael. And it was hard because I have no bad blood with anybody. But that was a really hard time in my life. And I was mean to a lot of people. And because of this caused a lot of people to not like me anymore, to stop being my friends, to stop respecting me. And at the time, I was really angry because I know that they couldn't see the pain that was happening deep down. And a lot of those people are still angry at me because of the things that I did, because of the way that I treated people back then. And I'm not trying to say that my depressive episode was an excuse to treat people that way. But at the time, I was very angry because I felt like I was getting no sympathy and nobody could see that I was struggling for my life again. I felt really alone. And when I got to college, I started going to therapy. Again, I was diagnosed with, I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it's like big change, depression, and anxiety. And that's genuinely, I think that's what it was. I'm so scared of change. And so I felt like time was moving too fast. And I have acknowledged in my life that I have really self-destructive tendencies sometimes. And so whenever in April, when I started, it really started to hit me that graduation was coming up and I was going to move away. I started pushing people away so that it would hurt less whenever I moved to college. And I know that now. And looking back on it, I really regret a lot of the things that I did. Because I ruined a lot of relationships because of that. I'm sorry. I don't blame anybody for the way that they pulled away, because I was not a good person. I was so mean to people. I was so selfish. I take full accountability for that. I take accountability for my actions. And it hurts knowing that I have to live with those actions now, because so many people that I was such good friends with, that I was so close with, won't even really look at me anymore since I moved away. And I guess I just wish they knew how sorry I was. So to those people, I know that you know who you are. I can't take back what I did, but I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm sorry. That took a turn for sadness. But at the same time, I think that feeling those emotions and expressing those emotions are really good. But let's move on to July. In July, I went on a mission trip to Utah, which was such an incredible experience. Utah is so beautiful, for one. All the mountains and the nature. It's, and just, it's so green there. And it's so pretty. Like, gorgeous place. Mission Utah was very, very fun. We got to serve with a church plant. We went and helped with their church the first morning, and then we went and hosted it was community park events. Like, we brought bracelet making stuff and games and chalk, and we hosted park events. Mission Utah was so fun. We went prayer walking, we went door to door. It was a really, really good experience. I very much enjoyed that experience. The other thing that happened in July was Falls Creek. Falls Creek was, like every year that I go to Falls Creek, very fun. I hung out with my friends. I went ziplining this year, which doesn't normally happen for me. Normally I just hang out at the creek or I hang out in the gift shop. But it was really, really cool. I went to a pin trading event, and it was really, really cool to go this year. It was really good. Moving on to August. August was a really, really big year for me, or a big month for me. Number one, I competed and won my very first pageant. I am very, very happy about that. I am a title holder for the year until next August, which is really exciting. I have done so many things since then. I, have been on the radio. I have been in 2 or 3 parades. I think just 2, maybe 3. I don't remember. I don't remember exactly. I've gotten to, just make appearances and, just do things for the community. And it has been so fun. In December, literally this December, I got to ring the Salvation Army bells outside of Walmart, which was really, really cool. I just, I feel like oftentimes whenever I go to Walmart, at least in my experience, I kind of blow off the Salvation Army people, but it was really good to get to, kind of be in their shoes and get to sympathize with them. I feel like sometimes we take those kind of things for granted. Other things that I got to do was, in August, I moved away to college in August, which was a really, really big deal. College move-in wasn't supposed to be until the middle of August, but I moved in 10 days early because I had band camp. And so I had a week and a half of band camp, which was really fun. It was really fun. That's the next thing on the list, is band camp. I met so many cool people. Got to get to know my roommate a little bit better, which was really cool. If you guys remember, I moved in with one of my closest friends to my room, which was really cool. I got to know her better, got to know a group of people better, just created this whole friend group, and it was a really good experience. Band camp worked me. My band directors are so cool, so fun. My assistant band director he is a diva, and I love it. It kept it fun, it kept it entertaining, it kept us motivated. I really, really enjoyed band camp. What else happened? Welcome week. I didn't go to a lot of the welcome week events because I just wasn't interested. I mean, because welcome week is where you're supposed to kind of meet new people, get acclimated to campus. And it's like, I have already been on campus for a week and a half before anybody got here. I already have my group of friends. So I didn't really, I really thought I was going to participate in welcome week events. I really thought I was, but I just wasn't interested. I didn't really want to do those things, you know. I was set on my schedule. I was set with my friend group, you know. I just wanted to chill with my friends, and my friends all felt the same way. We did go do some things, which was really, really fun. The things we did go do, but we just didn't really want to do all of it. So we didn't. Something else that happened in August, Michael and I broke up. If you guys watched one of my other podcast episodes, you got to meet Michael, and got to hear about our relationship. And that relationship sadly ended in August. Like I said, I was going through a really, really hard time starting in April. And he was really the only one that I didn't try to push away in my life. I actually clung to him, but just because I moved away to college doesn't mean that I just suddenly got better. And in the end, I ended up pushing him away too. And in the end, it caused us to break up. And, you know, since then, I, have processed and accepted that we are no longer together. Michael and I are still on good terms. We obviously don't really talk that much anymore, but, I'm trying to find the words to say, we're still on good terms, and I still love him very much. Maybe not in the way that I used to, but I still very much care about him, and I want the best for him. I want his walk with God to grow and be amazing, and I want him to succeed in life. So, yeah, that was definitely a hard-hitting thing that happened. But since then, I've processed and, moved on to bigger and better things in life. So, moving on to September. Nothing really happened in September. Started school. School kept me very busy. One fun thing that I did get to do was I went to the carnival for the first time with my friends. We didn't ride any rides because we didn't have enough time because we got there pretty late, but I ate a corn dog and funnel cake, and it was delicious. Here's a picture of me at the carnival. Here's actually a couple of pictures of me at the carnival. Here is me eating a corn dog. Here is me eating funnel cake. And then here's just me and my friends. Anyways, that was really fun. Moving on to October. October, I got to go home for the first time in literally a month because band and things kept me so busy, so I hadn't been home in literally a month. And of course, after band keeping me busy every weekend so I couldn't go home, what do whenever I'm home on the weekend? I go to a band event. I go to my high school's big marching contest, and I watched their marching contest. They got 5th place, which is really good because my sophomore year, we got 9th place. My junior year, we got, no. My sophomore year, we got 10th place. My junior year, we got 9th place. And my senior year, we got 7th place. So we are moving up in the rankings. The new band director at the school is doing so good. Really keeping the kids motivated, really, really encouraging them. So they did really, really good. I was very impressed. I also, in October, got to go to a Turning Point event. It was, I think, like 2 or 3 weeks after Charlie Kirk's death, which was really devastating. But getting to go to the Turning Point event was actually really good. It was very eye-opening. I got to hear our governor, and a couple other people speak, and it was really, really cool. Like, I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I don't want to bring politics too much into my channel because I want my channel to be enjoyable for all. You know, but so whether you agree or disagree with the fact that I went to a Turning Point event, that is for you to decide. But I'm not going to, I just want you guys to know that I'm not trying to push my political beliefs on you. And I hope that you have that mutual respect for me. Because we can still be friends. We can still be cool. I don't want this to be a political channel in any way, shape, or form. I just want to share my life with you. And so I guess I just want to say that as like a, I guess not a preface because, you know, I already mentioned the Turning Point event, but I just want to get that out there that I am not trying to push my beliefs on anybody, and I don't want this to be a political debate or a political channel. I just want us to be people living life together. So I really, really hope that you guys think the same. Like, as in, you just want, I really hope that you guys think the same, as in you just want this to be people living life together. Anyways, moving on. Also in October, we had our band Halloween party, which was really cool. I dressed up as a pirate here. I thought my costume was very, very good. That was the first time I had actually not done a last minute costume in so long. We did musical chairs, which I almost won musical chairs. I was shoved out of my seat by freaking Chavez. Chavez, if you're watching this, I'm out to get you. Anyways, Chavez is one of my friends. It's fine. And what else did we do? Oh, we did like a costume contest, which I also almost won that. But I got like 3rd place or something like that in the costume contest, which was pretty cool. Moving on to November, a family friend of mine got married. It was so sweet. I got to go to her wedding. I love that couple. The girl has been in my life since I was born. And then her new husband, I love him. He's amazing. They're so cute together. They're so sweet together. And just getting to see their wedding, it was such a beautiful wedding. Like, it was so country, like it was rustic. It was so good. I cried because, you know, I grew up with this girl, so it's like, you know, she's basically like a big sister to me. And so I cried, and oh my gosh, it was incredible. So to that couple, if you're watching this, I love you guys. And I hope you're doing well. Anyways, also in November was Thanksgiving. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, ConanGray sang at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which was so cool. I got up at 7:30, expecting him to sing at 7:30, and then he didn't end up singing until like 10:45, which was bogus, but it's okay because I still got to hear him sing. And chef's kiss, like always. Oh, I love ConanGray. Anyways, moving on to December. I did a bunch of pageant duties. Like I said, I rang the bell for Salvation Army. I was in our Christmas parade. And those were just some cool events that I got to do. I love hanging out with my pageant girls. They're so cool. It was so fun to do. So along with my pageant duties, this December, I actually decided to start officially dating again. I have taken a lot of time to think about this, and I have gone on a couple dates. And, you know, I'm taking things very slow. I'm not rushing into anything with anybody. You know, as much as I am enjoying, you know, dating, it's not a desperate need for me anymore. You know, as much as I enjoy, you know, the dates I've been going on, as much as I have been, like, don't get me wrong, I have been, and I love doing it, and I want to keep doing it. But it's not, I don't put so much stock into it anymore, you know? And so definitely whenever I was considering dating again, whether I was ready or not, the biggest thing for me was, this is not going to be a big deal. You know, if I go on a date with someone and then it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's no big deal. I think in past relationships, I have put too much into it way too fast. You know, expecting more than what, you know, in a way I kind of love bombed people. And I don't want to do that. And I have been so careful not to do that. And so I've been taking things very slow. I have been enjoying it a lot. And I've been very happy with how things are going right now with my dating life. If I do end up getting a boyfriend sometime in the near future, honestly, you guys probably won't hear about it for a while, just because I don't want, I don't know. I have a different view on dating. Ever since Michael and I broke up, I've had a very different view on dating. Not that that's a bad thing. I think it's just a maturity thing. And I have different boundaries when it comes to dating now. And so if I do get a boyfriend in the near future, you guys probably won't hear about it for a good long while. So, yeah. And then the Christmas happened in December, because, that's when Christmas happens. And that was really good. I got a lot of the things that I wanted on my Christmas list. I went to Kansas to see my grandmother, which was very, very fun. I always enjoy my visits with her. I got new clothes and, just got to spend my time there. And it was really good. And then the last big thing that happened in December, which this actually won't happen until March, but I get to go see ConanGray on tour. And I am so excited. One of my friends from college, she is just as big of Conehead as I am. She got tickets for her birthday and she gets to take 2 friends. And so she texted me one day and just said, Jocelyn, I got tickets to Conan. And I said, no freaking way. You get to go see Conan? I'm so jealous. And then she said, what do you mean? You're coming too? And I said, what? And she said, my mom said I can take 2 friends. She's buying your ticket and everything. And I said, I was shaking. Like, this is how much I was shaking. Like, I couldn't breathe. I started crying and I was like, you're joking. So I get to go see ConanGray in March on tour, on his Wishbone tour. I am thrilled and we have really good seats. So I am so excited. That is the biggest thing happening in my life right now, probably besides like school and then, I don't know, social stuff. But yeah. I'm so excited, screaming, crying, throwing up for that. But yeah, now we are here today. I am home still from college for another week. I leave to go back to college in a week. And I've really just spent my time hanging out with friends. I've been hanging out with my best friend so much. And it has been so fun. I definitely missed her. And I genuinely don't know how I'm going to go back to college without her. But it's okay because I have friends at college too. And it'll just make it all the better whenever I get to come back and visit her. But yeah, I think that is all for now. Here's some things that are coming in the upcoming future, I believe. So number 1, very, very soon you will be receiving another podcast episode. I actually have another one planned. With 2 of my very good friends. One of them you've actually met before, so be looking forward to that because that's a little hint for you. One of them you have met before, but not in their own episode. So I'm pretty sure it'll be very easy to rule it out. Drop your guesses in the comments below, please, because I need those guesses. Anyways, and one of my other great friends, we're all really good friends, and so we're going to be filming a podcast episode, getting to know them a little bit. In the upcoming future, I will probably do a Conan vlog come March, whenever that happens. What else will I be doing? I'm probably going to film some other podcast episodes, probably with Emma, who is the one taking me to Conan, and probably one of my other friends, Denny. You will see her in the upcoming future. So that's exciting. Looking forward to those videos. I'm obviously going to be posting more vlogs, so keep those in mind. And also just, if you have any suggestions of other things that you want to see from me, go ahead and drop those in the comments. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!